Hey there, my friends. It's Jen Pitto with By the Shore Stamping. Welcome in to another edition of our, well, actually, this isn't really a weekly Facebook Live. This is my monthly one. This is my virtual card class that happens on the last Tuesday of every month. And I'm so glad you're joining me today. Hopefully, you're feeling good today and ready for the Thanksgiving holiday if you're here in the United States. I'm just bringing this up on my computer as well so I can see your comments. Go ahead and give me a shout if you're here today. Of course, computer's not working. But I'm going to show you the cards we're going to make today. So if you're new to my page, on the last Tuesday of every month, that is normally when I would hold my live card class. But since COVID happened, we can't do that. So I've been holding a virtual card class on the last Tuesday of every month. So if you order today using the host code, actually between now and Friday, using the host code, I will send you these card kits for free as my thank you. Of course, if you order today, we also have the Merry and Bright sale going on right now. So everything, or not everything, but a lot of what is in the annual catalog is actually on sale today for 10% off. It includes most everything, including the bundles and the some of the sweet collections and things like that. So it's a really good time to get some of those items if you were needing to stock up. Hey, Linda. So anyway, so I'm going to walk you through these cards. This is using the Peace and Joy bundle. So it's one that actually didn't really catch my eye right away, but the more I saw done with it, the more I knew I needed it. And I just think it's really kind of neat because it's different. It's something very different. And I like that. So let me just kind of put these away the way they're supposed to be. But these have 3 layers. So you've got the words here that are actually like out, written, or die cut out. And then you've got the 2 other layers that are, you know, deeper and deeper levels. So here, let me show you. Probably it's easier on the card. This one I use all 3 layers. So you can see one die cuts the bigger background. The second die cuts that pink layer, and then the other die cuts the actual word itself. So we have those for Peace, Bright, and Joy. And then you have the coordinating stamp set where you can kind of map everything together. So it's a really fun stamp set, and I thought it would be neat to stamp with you for these today. So if you do order today, this bundle is not on sale because it's part of the holiday catalog. I didn't realize this sale was going to be happening when I planned these cards a couple of weeks ago. But this was just a friend. I actually didn't plan the cards a couple of weeks ago. I planned what I was going to use a couple of weeks ago, but just planned the cards this weekend. And I was inspired by one of the artisan design team members who had this color combo on her, on her samples over, I think it was last week. But anyway, so I thought I would show you how I put these together. And again, if you place an order using the host code between now and Friday, you'll get the card kits for free as my thank you. And if you spend at least $50, you'll get the embellishments that I used as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's do, I think this one probably is the simplest. So we'll start with this one first. We're gonna do the Merry and Bright Christmas. Let me grab that. So the color scheme I used for these is Soft Seafoam, Pear Pizzazz, Garden Green, and Blushing Bride. I just love that combo. I think it's really pretty. So that's what we're using. Let's go ahead. And I did a lot of the embossing and cutting ahead of time if I could. Some of that I have to do live because I need to be able to do it after I stamp. But let's go ahead. Thank you for sharing, Linda. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to start with a soft seafoam base, so 8.5 by 5.5. And I cut a piece of crumb cake cardstock that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then my Whisper White was 3 by 4, and I ran that through the Tasteful Textures die. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those all together. And I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus, which I love. You do have to be careful not to push too hard with those. Whoops, that was not very centered. And you also have to be careful not to stick it down before you're really sure you're ready to. because it sticks really well. All right, and then I'm going to attach this with some dimensionals. So, hi Carol. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick these on. What's everyone doing for Thanksgiving this year? It's definitely going to be different, huh? We have a pretty large immediate family. Nate has 4 kids, so we'll just be spending that with them. So that'll be nice. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and stick that down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive here. I'm just using a tiny strip of the plaid tidings pattern paper, but if you wanted a pack of paper that would go with these cards, the 6x6 Subtles pack would work nicely. It would have a lot of the colors that we're using in it, and then you could use the simple patterns to use instead of this one here, because those would be on sale today. This plaid tidings will not, because it's from the mini catalog. All right, so this I already pre-cut because that's my outline of Bright. But let's go ahead and grab the stamp. Oh, I didn't really bring myself any blocks. Grab my blocks too, but we'll grab Bright here. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that on the block. And we're going to use Petal Pink on Whisper White. So I'm going to just stick that down. And we will stamp that here. So I'm just using the regular petal. I'm sorry, it's not Petal Pink, it's Blushing Bride. And I'm going to stamp that down here. Mine is very inky, so it's been getting little polka dots lately. So I'm just going to, I should probably blot it with a paper towel because it's very inky, so it kind of stamps a little wonky sometimes. But I find if I do some good pressure, it kind of evens it out a little bit. There we go. So there's the Bright. Then I'm going to take the pink again. I need a smaller block. Let's grab my bucket o' blocks here. See if I can find one of the small ones. There we go. And I'm going to grab the little berries for that. And so that doesn't get lost, I'm going to stick it right on the block. And then I'm also going to need Merry and Christmas. So here's Christmas. Here's Merry. Oh no, that's Anne. And this is Merry. And then I'm also going to need the little leaves. Or the holly leaves. There we go. Okay, so I can put this one on here. And I'm going to put these. I'm actually going to put all on the same one. Because it's not going to matter how I put them together. Because I'm going to hand cut them out. So I'm just going to stick them all on this block. Hopefully I can get them close enough together that I have enough room on this piece of paper. Because I'm going to just stamp them all together, which will be fine. But before I do that, and I still have the pink out, I'm going to go ahead and do, I'll put the little berries over here. Okay, there's my berries. And then I'm going to use soft sea foam for those holly leaves. We'll just grab that. Okay, we'll stick that over there. I'm going to fussy cut those too. And then the last one is to use Pear Pizzazz for the words. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp all of these at once. Right here. And again, they're not straight or any of that, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to hand cut them out. So it's a little bit close to my Bright, so hopefully I have enough room for the die. I'll have to be careful about that. All right, so first off, I'm going to just cut these out here like this. I need to cut those, and then I'll cut this off like that. I'm trying to leave as much room around Bright as I can so that it will go through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. All right, so let me just clear this a little bit so I can put my Stampin' Cut and Emboss here. Whoops, I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. And I'm gonna take the second outline here. This one. That's the biggest one. This is the second biggest one, and then the one over here is the actual word itself. So I'm going to use this second one, and I'm going to stick it on here. This is very well loved, as you can see. It's actually better than my old one. And I'm going to line this up around the words like that. Okay, and then I need, where did I put the, oh, there it is. And then I need this. Okay, and I'm going to roll that through. Like that. And then we have our die cut word. Cute, right? All right, put that there. That's trash. The trash can, for some reason, is not next to my desk like it should be. All right, so now we have our elements to put this all together. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to that layer. I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow glue because it's pretty easy to work with once you get it running. Come on. There it goes. You don't need a lot, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this on here. Like so. And this glue does take a minute to just kind of dry, so I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure to make sure it's fully down. And I'll set that aside for a second while I cut some of my other elements. So I like to leave like a 1/8 of an inch or whatever around my cut elements. There are not any dies for the leaves or anything in this set, but for the most part they're fairly easy to put together. Sorry if my phone is going crazy today. It has been one of those days, and I'm pretty sure you can hear it when it's in the stand like that, but hopefully it's not too annoying. All right. Oh, that's crooked. That's driving me crazy. There we go. Let's go ahead and cut the leaves. So now it will just be a matter of putting this all together. Like so. Have you guys started holiday shopping? I'll be doing mine pretty much all online. We actually have a good amount done. We did a lot when we were camping this summer. We would go to like local stores up there and get some things. So I have a few left to do, and I have a couple of Secret Santas that I got involved in. One that I'm running with my team. So we already have that done and we're out shopping. So I need to pick up some stuff for that. And then I'm running another one with a friend of mine. And that is closing soon, but it's kind of fun. So it's like a crafty Secret Santa, so that'll be fun. Okay, so there's those leaves, and then the last thing is just these words. So I'm just going to carefully cut around these, trying to be as straight as I can. Here's that. And then almost done with shopping. Yay! I know, I feel like I'm in a pretty good space for that. For my holiday cards, I'm not in such a good space, but we'll get there. I gotta get my list going. I think I'm kind of afraid to write it though. But It's only Thanksgiving I can do this. I usually try to have all my cards made by December 1st, so that then the first 2 weeks of December I just spend each night writing out a couple of cards each night. So, all right, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and put this on with some dimensionals now that it's dried up a bit. Stick these on here. And that's just going to go kind of right in the middle. Okay. And then the Merry and Bright, or the Merry and then Christmas will go underneath. So we're going to put Merry up here. Merry. And then we'll do and. And then we'll put Christmas underneath. Like that. Okay, and then we're gonna do some leaves kind of poking out from over here. And there. And then I'm going to do a little dimensional on that. Like so. And we're almost done. Hey, Susan. All right, so stick that right in the middle. And then we'll pop that right here. Like that. And there we go. We have our first of our 3 cards. It's a cute one. I like it. All right. Next up, let's do, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll do the pink one. It's on top. So let's go ahead and grab that. I started, oh, that's actually it's mostly brown actually. Just looks like the pink one. I'm going to go ahead and grab a crumb cake card base for this one. It is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay. I don't think I've recovered from Creative Escape weekend. I'm feeling kind of blah. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on the last one was my bow. I forgot the little bow. Let me find my linen thread. And we'll attach that. So I just do what I call an air bow, because you tie it in the air. And I'll attach that with a mini glue dot. So, like that. And then I'll grab mini glue dots. And I just stick that down on top of the glue dot. Push down, and then you pinch it and pull up. And then we can stick that right there. There we go. Okay. So now, back to this one. 8.5 by 5.5, and then I cut a piece of the Blushing Bride to 4 by 5.25, and I ran that through with the Dainty Dots embossing folder. And I'm going to attach that just flat to the card base. Whoops. Sometimes it pulls up the cardstock. I'm not sure why it does that. I think it's because I'm pressing too hard, but you can usually rectify it. There we go. I know they're not, Susan. You can always skip the bow. It's not mandatory. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Now vellum, a lot of adhesive will show through vellum, so because I know there's going to be a cluster of stuff right here in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and just attach it in the middle. Like that. I think, no, I guess I didn't. I thought I put it on the wrong side, but I didn't. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Joy. I need to fit a few things on here. So for this one, let me grab my chamois. This is a great little tool, and this is on sale, I believe, today. So it's 10% off. It's usually only $8. So it's not really a big expense anyway, but it's really handy to have. It's a great way to clean your stamps. I'm going to switch these words out. So I'm going to put them back so I don't lose them. We'll put Mary back. I don't need and, so we'll put and back. And I don't need Christmas, so we'll put that back. Okay, and then I need to do to you and yours. And the sending. And then I also need joy. Who doesn't need joy right now, right? Okay, so I'm going to put the joy on this block. And then again, it doesn't matter if, let me just clean this off here. Close that, put that aside. It doesn't matter if these sending and to you and yours are straight or any of that stuff, because we're going to cut them out. So I'm just going to stick them on here like that. Put these away. Oh, and I need the little leaf too. I need this leaf. So, I need a smaller block. This one will work. We need that one. Okay, so what I did for this one, the leaves, I believe, is I used the pear pizzazz, but I stamped off. So I'm going to stamp on my scrap paper first, and then stamp here. And that's going to give me that kind of lighter look. And I need 3 of them. 3. And then while I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and do my words. This one is full strength, so I'll go right to the paper like that. And then last is joy, and that's all the stamping on this one, but the joy is in pink. So I'm going to go ahead, grab this, and this was, oh, this was clean actually, so I haven't stamped with it. I'll go ahead and stamp that. I gave myself a lot of room on this white piece of paper. Okay, so for the joy, once again, we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss so that we can die cut that piece out. So let me grab that. This goes with this one. We're going to use joy, which is over here, and I want this one. Let's get that out of the way. Let me grab my die cutting machine. We'll set it up over here. And we're going to put the joy right around the words. Like that. Whoops. Okay. And then I'll grab the other layer. Set that down. Whoop. I moved it a tiny bit. They're checking some quality issues on our magnetic plate right now. It tends to bow when we have too many run-throughs. So like if you use it once or twice, it's not a big deal, but the more you run it through, the plate was bending a little bit. So I'm not using mine right now, but they should have it back up and running soon, and that makes that going through a lot easier. But I can usually do it without, so you could also use washi tape too if you needed something to hold it in place. Okay, so there's that piece. Let me put the die away. And then I'm going to use my scissors to cut out my leaves. So these are a little bit more fussy cards, but I think they came out really pretty. So if you want a little while of peace and quiet, and you need a few things, particularly from the annual catalog, since those are on sale today, feel free to shop with my code. It's here, and I'll also post it in the description above. But if you do it today and you have anything on the annual from the annual catalog, most of that, not all, but most of it is on sale today for 10% off for a Black Friday sale. But you can get the kits if you use that code. The kits will be included anyway from now until Friday. That code is open, and then I will close it out. get all of your embellishments. If you order 50 or more, you get the embellishments I used for free. And then I will ship them out to you next week. So it'll be a nice little moment of crafting for you. But just make sure you add this stamp set to your, or this bundle to your order. It's not on sale, but I promise it's a really good one. You'll like it. All right, so there's those. And now we just got to do our little leaves. This is a little more fussy, but I don't mind cutting. Do you guys mind cutting? Do you like to cut? It doesn't bother me at all. I kind of look at it the same way as I look at coloring. I love to color too. I find it relaxing. I could color an adult coloring book all day long. My favorite. Are you guys like me? Like, I've been trying to get shopping done for everybody else, of course, because it's that season. And it's always this time of year when I find a bazillion things that I want. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Gotta stick to the budget. So I've been trying to be good. It's definitely a weird year, so need to make sure we're being smart about things. Okay. It is. I agree, Brenda. It's very relaxing. It sometimes gets frustrating at night for me because my eyes are not as good as they once were. But now that I have this handy dandy light that Nate put in for me, it's pretty doable any time of the day. It's one of those like daytime lights, so it's pretty bright in here, even at night. But sometimes the shadow can bug my eyes out too. You know, that's what happens. They say it happens right when you hit 40, but I made it to 43 before I started having eye problems. And it's minor right now. It's mostly when my eyes are really tired, I think. Or if I've been staring at a screen for too long. They start to go a little buggy. And I find first thing in the morning. It sounds like I'm like, oh, and this, pretty much all the time. I'm just kidding. They're not bad. It's just close-up stuff. Okay, almost 2 done. Sorry, I should have cut these in advance because watching somebody cut paper is probably about as exciting as watching somebody play golf. Sorry if you like to watch playing golf, but I'm not a fan of watching people play golf. Actually, I'm not a fan of playing golf either. I've never actually done it. Not a hobby of mine. All right, I'm going to pull that out. Okay, 1 more to go. And then we can start assembling this one. This one's one of my favorites, I think. Although I like the piece one too, so I don't know. Lord knows we can use a little bit of piece right now. I think I could use a nap. I'm a little cranky today. I don't know why. I'm just feeling a little off today. Probably a little more mellow than normal. Okay. Almost there. We're on the home run here. The home run, no, the that's not what that saying's supposed to be. What is that saying supposed to be? I'm telling you, I'm off today. Okay, so there's that. And then, I don't know if you guys happen to see, but we have the festive felt sheets, which they come, it's like 4 sheets, 6 by 12. And they come in white, red, mint, and early espresso. This was one of the pillow gifts that my creative escapers got this past weekend. So I die cut the outline of joy on the white felt. I'm actually going to trim this down a little bit because I kind of missed just a tiny bit. So I don't want quite so much white showing. But I thought it would look really cool on top of the white felt. Make it little texture, which is always fun. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the felt. And I did use the Tombow. One cat is sitting on the bed staring at me at the moment, actually. I just looked up. She's half asleep, though, so I think she's not going to come bug me, although she might now that I'm talking about her. And I looked at her. The other one is not in the room. The other one doesn't really hang out with me, especially if her boy is home. Nate's youngest son. It's his cat, and that's very clear when he's around. She's always going to be near him. So she's hanging out with him in their room. So I've only got one with me today, and she's pretty sleepy. So we're good today. Naps are my favorite. Oh, yeah, the Stampin' Up! Slate is a little bit slow today. So if you were thinking of ordering today, make sure you do it earlier rather than later because it's busy. But it's been working. I've gotten a couple of orders through or I know a couple of people have gotten orders through today. All right, let's go back to this. So now, before I attach this, I am going to go ahead and do some glitter. Wink Estella. These are on sale too. These are awesome. I would grab 2 because they're the best. And once you get using them, like, they're so addictive that you'll go through them in a week. I'm using this on the leaves to give them a little bit of sparkle. They're so pretty. I like being able to multitask. Yeah, Brenda, I'm feeling like I need to put myself down for a nap later. I talked to Brenda earlier, the poor thing. I was kind of like grumpy. I was dealing with the doctor's office, not anything big, but I got a call from the doctor's office to reschedule my physical because my doctor's not in on Mondays, which is when I had scheduled it way back when. And so since I don't really need to talk to them about anything, I don't really need to do that right now. So I'll wait until later to do my physical. But so I was juggling with that, and I was juggling with something else, and then I don't know. I was just because I'm talking to the hotel about something else, and so it was just a bunch of stuff. And I was kind of, when she called me, I was kind of crotchety. So I think I need to put myself down for a nap. I slept pretty well last night too, but I don't know. Just having one of those days when I feel like I'm cranky. All right, so now I'm going to put these down. I'm just going to estimate where this is going to go because I want those leaves to show underneath. So I think if I do that, that should be enough. Okay, and then I want to cut a little banner end in this. Spoken like a true friend, Brenda. Whoops, that wasn't in the middle. Okay. Then I'm going to cut center and then corner to center and corner to center. Whoops, I didn't quite cut through that. There we go. And then I'm just going to put this one down flat. And I'm going to line it up with the edge of the pink and cover up those leaf stems like that. And then we're going to use a little bit more of the felt. What else is really cool about this felt is it kind of gives you that dimension without actually having to use dimensionals because it's got some height to it. So I'm not even going to put it on with dimensionals. I'm going to use my Tombow because I want to make sure it stays stuck. And this is really the best option for the felt, I think. Ah! Oh no! Now I'm going to have glue on my surface. Gimme! Alright, let's get it stuck down before it's no longer sticky. And again, it doesn't dry instantly, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's fully attached. And I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper and just wipe up that glue so it doesn't get sticky. It's probably going to still be tacky on me. So I got to be careful not to put my projects in that. Okay, now, next up, we can go ahead and put our sentiments on. So I'm going to use this one first. And this one's going to just kind of overlap like that. Whoops. It's kind of showing. Let me fold this over. It's a little bit wider than the panel. I'm just going to fold the excess over, and then I'll stick that down. Okay, and then for the sending, I'm going to use a little bit of a dimensional on one side because it is kind of overlapping the edge, and I feel like it's a little bit higher. So I'm just going to grab, actually, you know what? I don't think I did. You know what? I'm just going to overlap it, but not a lot, because I think the dimensional is going to be too high. So let's just do this like that. So there's not really much overlap there. So see, I could put a little dimensional under there, but I feel like it's going to be too high because the felt isn't quite the height of a dimensional. So if I put one under there, it might stick up a little bit. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay. Now we need to do another little bow. And we'll tie this here. And grab a mini glue dot, do another air bow, stick the middle down right on top of our glue dot, lift that up, and then I'm gonna go ahead, whoops, come on. I like to fold it over a little bit, but then I'm gonna just stick that down here. Like that. And then the last step is to throw on some embellishments, which I just took out a little while ago. Where did I put them? Well, that's bizarre. I don't know where they went. I could have sworn I already took them out. Oh, bother. Well, I have more, I think. Yeah, there's some right there. Let me grab those. These are almost gone because I've been using them a lot. I know I took out another thing of those and I don't know where they went. But they have the red, the white, and then in the middle was the little stars. But I used all my stars already. So I'm going to use the little white ones. And I'm going to put one down here, one up there, and one over there. There we go. Oops, and I stuck that in the glue spot. And there's our second card. Can you guys see the glitz? Isn't that pretty? I love that one. Okay, so that's card number 2. So now we're on to the last one, which is the pink base. So again, I started with 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half to make my card base. And then I cut a piece of white 4 by 5.25. And I'm just going to attach that because I didn't tie anything around it, so I can just attach it flat to the card. Put that down like this. Okay. And then I did put a little piece of vellum in here. Whoops, I need to cut it down just a little bit. Unfortunately, this is literally like the last piece of vellum I have in my house. I have more on the way. It's supposed to arrive today, but it has not come yet. Oh, speaking of which, I think I just heard my mailman, but it wouldn't come from the mailman anyway. It would come from UPS. So I'm going to cut this down. So it's a little bit skinnier than the piece I used on the original, but I don't think it will matter. It'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this right in the middle. Now remember what I said, I'm going to put the adhesive on the part that's going to be covered up. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick that right here and then attach that, because then we'll cover it and you won't even be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see a little bit of it here. It's actually not that bad. The Stampin' Seal doesn't show through all that much, so it's not too bad. So now what I did, I'm going to clean this off again. And, all right. Gonna do this. Make sure that's all clean. We're gonna switch to Merry Christmas. And for this one, I do want them kind of lined up and straight because I'm gonna stamp them repeatedly. So I'm gonna put sending back and to you and yours, back. And I'm gonna grab Christmas. And where's Mary? Over here. Merry Christmas. I pull that out. And I want them straight, but I want them as close together as I can get. So I'm using my grid paper to help me. I don't know if this is going to be, oh, I guess it will be if I do it this way. It's long enough. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz. And what I did was I kind of made my own little pattern paper. But I cheated a little bit by making these all set up so that I can just stamp. And then I just kind of rotated back and forth, whether I made the Merry more prominent or the Christmas more prominent. And just kind of varied the placement of them. Makes it a lot faster. I just really wanted some background texture. I'm not doing a very good job at stamping these straight because the camera's kind of in my way, but you get the idea. And we'll just do a little bit right there. Okay, so I almost made like my own paper there. Okay, now for this, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to my vellum. Whoop. I'm going to kind of push it off to the side a little bit, like that. And then I already pre-cut these elements, the piece elements and the, so this is the 3 layers. I am going to use my fine tip glue for this, which is here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the glue to this. And again, you don't need a lot. This one dries clear as well. So I'm just adding a little bit to a few different spots on my letters. Okay, so that looks good. I like to bang out the extra glue from the tip of my fine tip glue pen, and then I put the cover on, which can be a little bit tricky when I talk about my eyes over here. So this is going to get layered onto the pink, so I'm going to carefully lift this up and put this down on the base here, like so. Just making sure it gets centered like that. It's really pretty when you put these layers all together. The other thing that would be really good with these Peace and Joy and Bright dies is you could use the self-stick adhesive, the sheets that go through the Big Shot, so then you could just make it a sticker. Like you roll it through with the adhesive and it comes out sticky on the back. I should have done that today, but I didn't think about it until I'd already just attached it. But I do have a video, a Teach Me Tuesday video from a couple of weeks ago where I showed how that works. I also used the foam adhesive sheets, which are awesome too. All right, whoops. This wasn't quite stuck down when I started taping. I might have to add some more adhesive to the white. I'm just trying to get the adhesive out of these middle sections because I wasn't very good about putting it on, so it's still kind of showing. Here we go. Like that. Okay, so now I can put it down on here. Like that. Perfect. And now I did pop this one up with some dimensionals. So I'll grab that and pop that up. And that's just going to kind of go right in the middle. And then on the pink piece, let me clean this. And we'll wash that off. My little chamois. let's pull that off. Just so you know, the chamois doesn't come in that little stamp case. I ordered an extra empty stamp case to hold my chamois. But you could put it in a Ziploc bag or something like that too, and it would be fine. I'm going to use the On Earth. And we're going to do tone on tone. So I'm going to use the Blushing Bride on the Blushing Bride cardstock. I'm just going to stamp that right there. And again, I just cut that out with my scissors. So we'll just fussy cut around that. These are really easy to fussy cut because they're just straight lines. So easy peasy. This, I did use some dimensionals. So I'm just going to cut apart this and attach that there. And then I kind of had it overlap the white piece a little bit. Like that, Peace on Earth. Then we need another little bow. Like so. And we're just about done. I should have done it before I put the piece on. I forgot again. But I added Wink of Stella to the green, so we can do that too. And I gotta add some embellishments. But let's put our, actually before I put that on, let's do the Wink of Stella. So I just added Wink all over the background of this green. I think I need to get some more Wink because this one's getting a little bit low. Okay. I use them a lot. So that's kind of sparkly. Then we'll grab the linen bow, pinch that, and that's going to go right in here like that. And then we'll take some of our little embellishments. I'm going to use a small one over here like that. I feel like this is crooked. I'm not sure I can fix it at this point. There we go. A little bit better. I'm a little crooked. It's all good. Not really. There we go. A little dizzy for sure. There we go. So there's the final one. What do you think? Which one do you guys like best? Do you like card? I'm going to swap it out for the original one. This one's wonky. Do you like card number 3, number 2, or number 1? Which one's your favorite? Okay, just as a reminder, thanks again for watching and joining me today. If you decide you want these kits to make at home, you will need the stamp set or have something else that you can improvise with. But if you order with this code before the end of the day on Friday, the 27th, I will package up these kits and send them off to you. And if your order is over 50, I'll also send you all the trimmings, embellishments, which I've kind of wiped out. Of course, if you order today, you get the 10% discount as well. So just keep that in mind. And if you need any help placing an order today, I know it's kind of busy, just let me know and I'll do my best to help you with that. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back on, actually no, I won't be back on Thursday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Normally I'm here on Thursdays at 2 for my Facebook Live, but Thursday is Thanksgiving. So I hope you'll be with some family or at least celebrating some way with some downtime or relaxing time or something, maybe some crafting. But I hope you have a great holiday and we will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.